If you're going up against a professional wrestler, forget what you've heard from your friends about wrestling being fake. The moves may be highly orchestrated, but you're still going up against one of the strongest and most agile professional athletes in the world. Once described as requiring the grace of ballet performers with the strength of powerlifters, professional wrestlers are in peak physical condition, with daily routines that include total body strength training exercises and intense cardio training. Their lives are so intense and their performance schedule so packed that they are the only professional sport without an off-season. Professional wrestling also includes one of the highest injury and death rates of any professional sport. Some of the most famous injuries suffered included Sid Vicious snapping his leg in half after a botched leap from the top ropes, Joey Mercury breaking his nose and requiring reconstructive surgery after taking a ladder to the face, and even a ripped butt after WWE superstar X-Pac jumped into a turnbuckle which ripped his anus in half. That last one might sound funny, but it required major surgery. Other injuries have included multiple broken necks, permanent spinal damage, ripped off ears, and a cut artery. Shockingly, most of these wrestlers continued to fight, often just days or weeks after their horrific injuries. And if you still think wrestling is fake, and you could easily take on a WWE wrestler, consider the hardcore matches. Special events where traditional wrestling rules such as disqualifications, countouts, and tapouts don't apply, and typically take place in an unusual environment and involve improvised weapons, thumbtacks, barbed wire, light tubes, and the such. A no-holds-barred match tends to take place strictly inside a ring and is the less severe of hardcore-style matches, with minimal use of foreign objects or outrageously dangerous stunts. A street fight match uses various elements of no-holds-barred and no disqualification, but generally tosses most of wrestling's rules and regulations to allow for creative submissions. A death match is the most brutal form of hardcore wrestling, with heavy emphasis on the use of improvised weapons and stunts that result in a great deal of blood loss. Items commonly used in death matches include fire, barbed wire, thumbtacks, razor blades, syringes, beds of nails, staple guns, and even some cactus plants. The point is to be extremely graphic, brutal, and dangerous. In recent years, some state commissions have cracked down on the types and frequency of weapons used. Though the intent of weapons and various implements used in hardcore matches is always to draw maximum blood while doing nothing more than superficial damage, the risk of serious injury or even death is still very real. And with their limited adoption into the mainstream wrestling circuit such as WWE, if you're planning on taking on a WWE fighter and winning, you'd better be prepared to face an opponent who is no stranger to death and extreme physical torture. Unless you're in peak physical condition and have trained in various martial arts yourself, we're going to put our money on a no. You cannot defeat a WWE fighter.